Chosen one. Before you clicked this video, something inside you was already stirring. Not curiosity, recognition. Because this message does not find everyone. It finds the ones who have walked through fire and came out carrying light. You are not here because life was easy. You are here because your life tried to break you and failed. You have faced moments where the pressure was unbearable, where the pain felt personal, where silence from heaven felt louder than any answer. And yet you are still standing. That is not an accident. That is evidence. Because the truth is this: you possess a rare divine power, a power that does not look like strength at first glance, a power that forms only under crushing weight. You carry the power that turns trials into triumphs. And even deeper than that, you are not just loved by God, you are an expression of God's love in human form. Chosen one, let's speak honestly. Your trials were not normal. Others stumbled, you were shattered. Others were delayed, you were dismantled. Others were tested, you were pressed. You didn't just face problems, you faced seasons that stripped you of identity, moments where everything familiar collapsed, times where even your faith felt exhausted, and you wondered quietly, why does my life feel heavier than everyone else's? Here is the truth most people never hear. The intensity of your trials was proportional to the power hidden inside you. Gold is not refined by comfort. Diamonds are not formed in calm environments, and carriers of divine love are not forged in ease. Your trials were not punishment, they were activation, because heaven knew something about you that you didn't yet know. If you could survive the breaking, you would emerge carrying healing power, restorative authority, and unshakable compassion. Think back. There were moments you should have been destroyed, moments where statistically, emotionally, spiritually, you should not be here, and yet you survived. Heartbreak that crushed others, you endured betrayal that rewired your soul. You lived through losses that rewrote your prayers. That was not luck. That was divine protection. Because God does not allow his vessels of love to be erased. Even when you didn't feel guarded, even when you felt abandoned, even when you felt exposed, he was covering you in ways you could not see. Your survival is proof that your purpose outweighed the pain. Chosen one, this power does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself quietly, through patterns, through survival, through transformation. These signs are not common. They are not motivational traits. They are spiritual fingerprints. If you recognize yourself here, it is because this power lives inside you. Most people become smaller after suffering. They shrink, they harden, they close. But you became deeper. Your thoughts matured early. Your emotional intelligence expanded beyond your years. You learned things no book could teach, because pain became your classroom. You didn't just go through trials, you absorbed wisdom from them. That is not normal resilience. That is a divine ability to extract meaning from suffering. This is one of the clearest signs you carry the power to turn trials into triumphs. Your pain refined you instead of ruining you. Chosen one, most people distract themselves from pain. They numb it, they escape it, they deny it. But you learned how to sit with discomfort. You faced emotions others refused to acknowledge. You processed grief instead of burying it. You allowed yourself to feel fully. This is not a weakness, this is mastery, because only those with inner power can remain present in pain without being consumed by it. This ability will one day make you a safe place for others. You don't brag about what you endured, you don't seek sympathy, you don't wear your wounds as an identity, but you also don't deny them. You respect what your past taught you. You understand that every scar carried instruction. This balance is rare. It shows that your trials did not define you, they prepared you. When chaos strikes, your mind doesn't immediately collapse into panic. Somewhere inside you, a quiet awareness rises. There is something forming here. Even when it hurts, even when it doesn't make sense, even when answers are delayed, you sense that nothing in your life is wasted. This is not optimism. This is spiritual sight. You see outcomes forming while others only see endings. Comfort feels temporary to you. Growth feels necessary. You've outgrown spaces, people, and versions of yourself, sometimes painfully. You've walked away from familiarity because stagnation felt heavier than uncertainty. This is because your spirit is wired for evolution. The power inside you does not allow you to stay small for long. Chosen one, be honest. People come to you when their lives are unraveling. They confide in you during transitions, losses, and inner collapses, often without knowing why they trust you. This is because your presence carries stability born from survival. You don't fix people, you don't rescue them, you simply hold space, and that alone brings healing. This is a mark of someone who has turned inner trials into spiritual authority. This sign is rare. After everything you've been through, you could have become cynical, you could have become cold, you could have justified bitterness, but you didn't. You still believe in goodness, you still choose kindness, you still hope, even cautiously. That means love survived inside you despite the pressure. Only those carrying divine strength can remain soft in a hard world. At one point, breaking felt terrifying, but now you know something. You know that even if things collapse again, you will rebuild stronger, wiser, clearer. This inner confidence is not arrogance, it is experience. You've learned that breakdown is not the end of your story, it's often the doorway. When life became quiet, when people disappeared, when distractions fell away, you didn't lose yourself, you found yourself. Isolation refined your identity, stillness sharpened your intuition, loneliness deepened your connection to truth. This is a powerful sign because those who turn silence into strength are designed for triumph. Your life speaks even when you are silent, not because everything is perfect, but because you kept going. People watch you rise without bitterness. They see you rebuild without resentment. They sense something unexplainable about your endurance. And one day, without trying, you will inspire others to believe that triumph is possible after devastation. Chosen one, if these signs reflect your journey, understand this. You do not just survive trials, you transmute them. What was meant to break you became wisdom. What was meant to stop you became strength. What was meant to silence you became depth. That is power, and the season ahead will prove it. Chosen one, there is a difference between being loved by God and being a carrier of His love. Many receive love, few are entrusted to embody it. You are not merely someone God comforts, you are someone God comforts others through. And that distinction explains your entire life. A container holds something temporarily. A vessel releases what it carries. From the beginning, your spirit was designed to transmit, not hoard. That is why love inside you never felt like a feeling alone. It felt like a calling. You feel deeply not because you are weak, but because love flows through you, not just to you. This is also why emotional numbness never worked for you. You tried to shut down, you tried to detach, you tried to become indifferent, but you couldn't, because God does not allow His carriers to become blocked. Chosen one, this truth is sacred, so receive it slowly. A heart that has never been wounded cannot recognize wounded people. Your pain did not mean God withdrew His love. It meant He was preparing your heart to recognize pain without fear. You learn compassion not in theory, but in experience. You understand abandonment because you felt it. You understand grief because you carried it. You understand confusion because you walked through it. This is not coincidence. This is qualification. Most love is reactive. It responds to behavior, to performance, to worthiness. But the love you carry is different. You can love without applause. You can care without control. You can forgive without forgetting. This kind of love does not excuse wrongdoing, but it refuses to become poisoned by it. That is divine love. Surface-level relationships drain you. Small talk exhausts you. Transactional bonds leave you empty. It's not arrogance, it's design. You were wired for soul-level connection because God's love is not casual. You seek depth because love inside you demands authenticity. Not everyone can carry divine love without corrupting it. Some turn love into control. Some turn love into dependency. Some turn love into ego. But you learned boundaries through pain. You learned when to give and when to step back. You learned discernment through betrayal. You learned restraint through disappointment. God does not entrust his love to reckless hands. He entrusted it to yours. You've noticed this, haven't you? People calm down around you. They open up unexpectedly. They feel safe in your silence. You don't always have words. You don't always have answers. But your presence settles storms. That is not personality. That is anointing. Love carried correctly creates peace wherever it goes. You were isolated not to punish you, but to protect what you carry. Too many voices would have diluted your love. Too many attachments would have drained your spirit. Too much noise would have distorted your identity. Solitude preserved your purity. It refined your discernment. It strengthened your inner alignment.
Chosen one, you do not need to convince anyone of your worth. You don't chase validation. You don't perform affection. You don't force connection. You release love naturally, and those meant to receive it will recognize it. Hear this clearly. You are not loved because you are strong. You are strong because love was entrusted to you. You are not emotional by accident. You are not sensitive by mistake. You are not compassionate without reason. You are a carrier of God's love. And as you step forward into your next season, your love will not be overlooked. It will heal. It will restore. It will awaken what others thought was dead. Because when God places his love inside a human heart, he does it with intention. And he chose you. You were targeted early because your future threatened darkness before you knew who you were. Your spirit already carried authority before you understood love. You were already marked to release it. That is why confusion tried to claim you. That is why rejection followed you. That is why isolation became familiar. The enemy does not waste attacks on empty vessels. Your victories will not always look loud. Sometimes your triumph is staying soft in a hard world, choosing forgiveness when revenge was easier, loving when bitterness was justified, rising without becoming arrogant. That is divine strength. Your life will quietly dismantle darkness. Here is how you walk in the power that turns trials into triumphs. Stop seeing your past as damage. See it as training. Guard your heart without closing it. Love intentionally, not impulsively. Rest without guilt. Speak life over yourself daily. You don't force this power, you embody it. Chosen one, take a breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let the noise settle. Let your spirit come forward. This moment is not rushed. This moment is not accidental. You are here because your season is shifting. Hear this now, not with your mind, but with your spirit. You were never broken beyond repair. You were never delayed beyond redemption. You were never overlooked beyond recognition. What you called loss was God removing what could not go with you. What you called silence was God teaching you how to hear without noise. What you called pain was God shaping your heart to carry more light than before. Chosen one, the trials did not defeat you. They introduced you to who you really are. You learned strength where you thought you were weak. You learned patience where you wanted answers. You learned compassion where bitterness tried to grow. And because you did not let your heart harden, heaven trusted you with more. Receive this truth slowly. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are on time, but your assignment required depth, not speed. Others ran ahead, but you were prepared underneath. What is coming next will not feel chaotic. It will feel clear. You will no longer beg for clarity. You will recognize it. You will no longer chase peace. Peace will follow you. You will no longer question your worth. You will walk in quiet confidence. Chosen one, what tried to exhaust you is losing access. What drained you is being cut off.
What confused you is being replaced with discernment. This next season will not demand that you prove yourself. It will respond to who you have become. Receive this final confirmation. You carry love that heals without force. You carry wisdom that speaks without shouting. You carry strength that does not need applause. Your presence will restore. Your words will steady. Your life will testify. And when doubt tries to return, remember this moment. Remember that you were never abandoned in the fire. You were forged. Remember that what survives the pressure is what heaven intends to use. Chosen one, walk forward gently but confidently. You are not walking alone. You are not walking empty. You are walking as God's love in motion, and nothing you went through was wasted. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one night you thought you wouldn't survive. It all led here. Receive it, rest in it, and step into what is opening now. Amen. If this message touched your heart and you feel guided, please like this video. Share it so your environment will be filled with this love. Your kindness helps us continue spreading light and love through the chosen star. God bless you.